Hi, it's Rich Tarani. Thanks for watching. We're at IT Expo 2016 in Fort Lauderdale. On our program is Gianfranco Commune. He is with SECO. And Gianfranco, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much for having me. Excited to be here.
Likewise. So tell me about SECO. What do you guys do?
So SECO is an embedded manufacturing company. We've been making digital systems and embedded systems since 1979. We're based out of Italy. We have also a North American branch in Boston, in the greater Boston area. And practically we've been manufacturing systems globally for the past, let's say, decade more or less. And now we're venturing into two new fields. One is the maker community, and the other one is, of course, IoT, the reason for which we're here.
Very, very exciting. So what were some of the reasons why you decided to go in those fields?
Well, because though we've been an embedded manufacturing firm, so we've been an industrial-based company for many years, we've always had strong relations with universities. In fact, universities and research institutes. In fact, in 2012, we participated with the Barcelona Supercomputing Center to create the very first off-the-shelf system for hypercomputing. We also worked a lot with universities in general worldwide, and on one specific occasion with the University of Siena, they were looking for a tool for some projects that they needed, some multimedia content. And so our president, who is friends with one of the professors, had this idea to create this maker board. And the maker board, in fact, is called UDO, and the website is udo.org. So we created this maker board for them, and we thought about branding it also as a product. And so we created behind it a community, udo.org. From then on, going into IoT was a simple step because of the fact that that board was very easy to use. It was practically being used in many universities and research institutes, and it came out in 2012, more or less the same time as the IoT boom. That's when we really started hearing a lot about IoT. Even though it was the first steps, nobody really knew what it was, but it kind of coincided with the release of this board. So we came out with this board. It was a wonderful tool at the time because it was the first multi-core industrial-based processor on a maker board. It was with the Freescale i.MX6. And it also integrated on the same board the Arduino, which is, of course, the maker tool for excellence. It's where everyone starts prototyping. We were the first ones to integrate it into one board to give it a multi-core processor, so a very powerful, very industrial type processor. In the past 2.5 years, we've had a lot of success with this board. And let's say there was a sort of a transition, a paradigm shift, where many industrial partners or our customers were asking for that type of board for their industrial solutions. Because of the fact that board had a lot of IoT features, it had many GPIOs, it had wireless communication already on board, it was seen as a very cost-effective, very easy to use, very manageable IoT tool. So that was the reason, practically, we began Maker and transitioned over to IoT. The board started having a lot of success in industrial settings. We needed to create a more industrial-based board. So what we did was we came out with this board right here, which is the SECO SPCA62. It's the same concept as the UDO. In fact, the two boards, if someone goes to the website, udo.org and seco.com, the two boards look exactly alike. The only difference is this does not have the Arduino component because it is more industrial-based, and Arduino does not come with, let's say, the industrial guarantees that companies need. Last year, we had another great board come out, and it really had a lot of success. We were able to hit our mark of $15,000, I think it was $15,000 in 80 minutes. We hit our target, and that's the UDO Neo. This is a perfect tool for IoT because this not only has the same features as the bigger brother, but it also has onboard Wi-Fi, Bluetooth low energy, and sensors. So that right there is a board that is perfect for mobile IoT. And it's propelling us even more into the IoT world.
So when you look at the competitive arena out there, and maybe you can help us or help me and the viewers out in terms of if they're considering going to you, do they look at as Raspberry Pi as a competitor? Do they look at something from like Imagination Technologies as a competitor, something from Intel, ARM, things based on ARM? Like, where do you see the competition? And then second part of that same question would be, like, how do you differentiate, and why would you be a better choice for the viewers out there?
Well, I'm glad you asked this question because this is one of the things I focus on the most and one of the questions I get asked the most when I do presentations. There are quite a few points to talk about. If we're talking about the ease of use, we're talking about the cost, and we're talking about something else which is very important to me, the ability to bring it into manufacturing, into production. So, for example, the UDO board, when it first came out, the quad-core version was $135. It still is $135. And it's a quad-core industrial-based board. It can do everything. It is extremely high power. It has all the features of a PC. It has 3 USB ports. It has Ethernet. It has HDMI. It has one of the things that we have that not many boards have. It has is the LVDS connector with touch. So you can put an LCD touch screen on our board. As far as the UDO Neo, is a $65 board at the maximum range, but it comes with the sensors, it comes with connectivity. So from a cost point of view, we offer a lot of bang per buck. From let's say the ease of use point of view, they're as easy to use as Raspberry Pi, as BeagleBone, because we have a community behind it. The community is growing a lot. And plus, because it has Arduino, many boards, for example, Raspberry Pi, great tool, I love it, but it doesn't have the Arduino. Someone has to buy the Arduino separately. Conversely, the Arduino has some processing power, but it doesn't have a full-fledged processor. So they're boards that have some limitations on the features or on the power that they can process. But the third most important thing, and this is the thing that really differentiates us, is that anyone that starts production proofing with our board or prototyping with our board can then go and present it as a manufacturable product because we have the industrial counterpart, the industrial version of that same board, which allows transition from the proof of concept for the maker to actual 1, 2,000, 5,000, 10,000 units a year of a manufactured product for the maker, the startup, or the company. In fact, I actually have a presentation here at this event where I'm going to explain the difficulties that many makers have and startups have when they begin a proof of concept because they realize that in order to go into a more manufacturable product, the numbers are high. You need to guarantee 2, 3, 5, 10,000 pieces a year, or else companies like Broadcom, the manufacturer of the processor for the Raspberry Pi, they won't look at you. We have a product that even if you want 100 a year, we're there for you.
Right. And so the event is really IoT Evolution is the event you're at this week in Fort Lauderdale.
Yes, the IoT Evolution.
Very exciting. What else should we know?
Well, besides that, one of the most important things that I always talk about and that I try to present is that though manufacturing and even more technology, even more so embedded, because today it's hard to differentiate technology from an industrial point of view and embedded, because everything today that is digital and computerized has an embedded system in it. Wearables, for example, smart homes, smart cars, all these machines today have embedded systems. One of the most important things that I always try to say is always start off with a product that you've researched when you start a proof of concept. Make sure that when you go into manufacturing it, you want to make sure that the company behind it can give you all the support you need. We've been doing this for 36 years, 37 years almost.
Wow.
And we've worked both with standard products, so you just come in, pick one up, and work with it, and we've worked also with custom solutions with our customers. We are a 360-degree company that can cover all the needs of anybody without forcing the classical requirements that a manufacturing company would force. For example, you need to give us at least 10,000 units a year. No, we don't do that. If you want 100, that's fine. You need a custom solution? Good. We can offer that too because we've been doing it for so long. We know exactly how to help you make your product, something that can intrigue companies. you need a quick time to market because you want to get it out there quick to be able to sell it, maybe to be the first one on the market. We can help you with that.
That's great.
So SECO has, let's say, has many advantages for which both in industries in IoT, but also starters, makers, universities, enthusiasts in general can come and work with us and use our products.
Very exciting. Thank you for being here today. This was
Thank
great.
you very much.